Okay, in this video we're going to have a look at using a calculation involving masses, but then being asked to find the volume of a gas that's being produced. It's quite a tricky one because there's a number of steps that we need to do, but I'm going to show you the routine, and if you stick with this routine then you'll be able to do any question that you are asked. Okay, so the question says, what is the volume of hydrogen that's going to be produced when 0.35 grams of lithium reacts with water? And to help us get going, they have given us a balanced equation. And I think it's always good practice, and I'm going to do it now, to write down the information that we need from the question. So I can see that I've got 0.35 grams of lithium, and it's asking me, so I'm going to put here question marks, to calculate the volume of the hydrogen. So water and lithium hydroxide, I'm not worried about, I'm going to ignore them, I'm going to work in these two, okay? And the steps to this, 3 steps, as I said, to each one of these. The first step is I start with the lithium because I know the mass, and I'm going to convert this mass into moles. So to do that, I'm going to use this triangle here that links moles and mass together. Okay, so let's just slide that up a little bit, and I'm going to put step 1, and step 1 is finding the moles of lithium, and I can see if I cover moles over, the moles is the mass divided by the MR. So I've got mass divided by the MR. The mass from the question is 0.35, and then the MR is from the periodic table, is the relative atomic mass, and that is 7 for lithium. Time to get your calculator out, and when you do that you get an answer of 0.05 moles. Okay, so stage 1 done. We've worked out how many moles of lithium we've actually got when it talks about this mass. Stage 2 now is we have to link the lithium to the hydrogen. The way we do that is using the stoichiometry of the reaction, and that comes from the balanced equation. So I can see that there are 2 moles of lithium forming 1 mole of hydrogen. Okay, so that's going to be my stoichiometry, my ratio. So I'm just going to write that down, that I've got 2 moles of lithium, and that is forming 1 mole of hydrogen. We've just worked out that in the actual calculation we've only got 0.05 moles of lithium. Okay, so how do we link these two together? Well, I'm going from lithium to hydrogen, and to do that I am dividing by 2 because I've got a 2-to-1 ratio. Therefore I do the same here. So if I've got 0.05 moles of lithium, I divide it by 2, and that's going to give me an answer, again using your calculator, of 0.0025 moles. So now I know how many moles of hydrogen I've got, and all I need to do is convert this many moles of hydrogen into a volume, and this is where I use my second triangle where the volume is moles 24. Okay, so step number 3 in the calculation process is to work out the volume of hydrogen, and the volume, just go back to triangle just to make sure you can see that, is, let's cover that over, so the volume is covered over, so it's moles times 24. Okay, so the volume is going to be moles times by 24, and you can see that the moles we just worked out is 0.0025, times that by 24, and that's going to give me an answer of 0.6 decimeters cubed for the volume. Okay, every question of this nature involves those same 3 steps, so practice it, get used to the routine, and then you'll be able to do it yourself confidently.